Allow me to take a moment to arrange N's thoughts. N and I spoke yesterday. We came to an understanding about our positions on this mission. N will do what needs to be done, and I will keep them stable. Keep him silent. A simple affair. This morning, I proceeded to write a letter detailing all relevant information regarding N's experience with the Snapdragons, and distributed this letter to Willow and Luca, confident that it would provide them both with a complete picture of what we may find ourselves up against, and is hoping this knowledge will keep them safe. Safety. That is what we want. This afternoon, Willow and Luca returned to Regalport. Our mission was to investigate 5 major locations. The businesses found on the cards in Edmund Beckett's pocket, the Warning Guild, home of House Madani, and the Grand Hall for the auction. We split up to cover more ground, and spoke to the guild regarding the body found at the berth. Through a string of tenuous lies, and managed to acquire a few new details regarding the deceased. His name was Kay Kelson. His death was most likely due to his lungs ceasing to function, and presently they appear to be blaming his death on the narcotics found in his system. Alcohol, pain medication, dream lily. The secretary began to see through it, and as the conversation wore on, so no further details could be procured. And then proceeded to investigate Messrs. Bindle and Base Sutori, one of the establishments on Edmund Beckett's cards. Nothing of note here. Meanwhile, Luca was sent to survey the Grand Auction Hall and its surrounding area, determine the arrangement of the cabs, the cost, the quality of the drivers, as well as take note of the security measures they are putting into place for the upcoming event. And Willow was sent to investigate the Gilded Brush Art Studio, as well as Morrodale Antiquities, 2 other businesses found on the cards. We will know what they found once we convene. For now, the Greenleaf residence is in sight. I return N to you.
And Luca, you are making your way up the path towards the Greenleaf residence as the sun is dimming down. Meanwhile, in the back garden, we catch up again with Willow and Varys Greenleaf. Willow just blurted out the thing that's been nagging at them for a long time. Fulton Brightwood hates them.
I think Willow declares that. And then, so, Coulton Brightwind hates me, is where we left off. And yep. I think they say that it's louder than they expected. And it kind of startles them. But at the same time, like, completely drains them. I think Varys will see, like, it's just like dousing fire, basically. It's just like they just got water poured overhead. They just suddenly, like, sag.
Yeah.
And they repeat quietly, they're like, hates me. And then pause for a while. They start sort of drifting back again, like they start sort of falling away from Varys, like backing away into the hallway where they would head back to the front door.
I think before you can get that far, Varys gently catches you by the elbow. Just
Sorry,
like it's a steadying gesture, as if you were about to sort of sway.
Yeah, I think Willow's moving like that a bit too, which is they seem to be trying to compose themselves, but not doing very well.
Yeah.
So they're going to say though once he holds them, and they know that they are being supported. Sorry, I shouldn't raise my voice. I know that
It's
Kids are
fine.
asleep.
It's fine.
It's...
Varys leads you further away from the door to the house.
I don't imagine Willow left the garden. They were just kind of,
Yeah.
that kind of backstep that they are going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he just moves you like further away from the door so that like your
Yeah.
concern about being overheard is less likely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change the music. Hold up. This isn't quite right mood.
Just womp womp foghorn sound. This one.
Yeah. So yes, Varys scoots you further into this little plot of garden. You're now sort of standing under the one skinny apple tree.
Willow wouldn't mind sitting.
Yeah. I
I
think
think.
you sort of like I think you both lean your backs up against the garden wall
Okay.
and then sort of slide down into a bit of a crouch.
Can Varys' knees handle that? I'm kidding. Sorry. Not the time.
Not the time. I don't think Willow is thinking that, certainly.
No, not at all. Willow is just... I think, Willow's just supporting themselves against the wall.
Varys says in a half-joking sort of tone, I'd offer you a smoke, but I don't think you partake.
Willow gives like a polite but no energy kind of laugh, and then just I think they will slide down and just sit cross-legged on the floor now.
So,
This is the second time I've done this.
done what?
Shown up at your house unannounced. And offloaded, I suppose. You don't need to.
I don't mind. Talk me through it. How'd this tragedy befall you?
Willow like scoffs at the phrasing.
Yeah, he is like...
Yeah.
He is sort of being hyperbolic in an attempt to, like, get Willow to ease up.
Willow shoots him like a side glance of like, whatever. And then looking forward again, or with the head bowed, be a long, like, considered silence, and then they say, well, you know how I joined the crew?
Yes, I recall. You snuck aboard and tampered with what you thought was a Lyrander vessel, only to find out it had been taken over by pirates.
Fine recollection, Mr. Greenleaf. Time passed. There was an attempt made on his life, an intention to retaliate, and I prevented it from happening. Or rather, delayed it, I suppose. Put a stop to his plans, humiliated him, betrayed my captain and crew, and left.
Yes, that would give anyone cause for hate. But you don't seem the type to do that lightly.
Willow shrugs. Suppose I might be flattering myself to say that it is present tense hate. It's been years.
How many?
Lost track.
Of course. Varys sort of pulls out the pipe you gifted him and chews on the stem, considering. He's going to make an insight check. That doesn't work very well. No. I think he just puts a hand on your shoulder.
Not that it matters. What's done is done. And I've hidden myself away so well that nobody knows where to find me, so... Suppose I haven't done a good job of that either. Laying low at fighting tournaments and mercenary guilds. Having tea with former sea dragons. Not to mention those two getting into all manner of trouble. I don't know who I'm fooling. Certainly not you. Hardly myself. Not anymore.
Well.
Let's get it. No.
Well. That certainly is a weight on your shoulders there.
Sure, it sounds juvenile when I say it aloud.
No. Hardly. That sort of feud has made and broken principalities. I understand now why you're so jumpy. So, what do you want to do about it?
I don't know. My original plan was to leave. That didn't work out.
And where would you go if you left?
East.
Hmm.
Away. Anywhere else, really.
Hmm. I wouldn't recommend the hunted life.
Sort of already living it, I think.
Might be worth trying to break out of it then.
I don't know. Willow just massages their head.
Varys glances down with a sympathetic look and... Gonna roll another insight check. Come on, Uncle. Figure out what to do.
Oh!
Okay. What would help Willow most in this situation? To hear or feel? Because low-key, Varys kind of wants to pat Willow on the head between their ears. Like an uncle-ish hair ruffle.
I mean, he can. That's fine. I think Willow would have taken their hat off after they snapped when they like dropped onto the floor.
Yeah.
Actually, they probably take the hat off indoors because they're.
Yeah. Polite.
Yeah. In these doors, not in the Moradale Antiquities or wherever. God, what would help Willow? I'm currently role-playing Willow, and I'm just stuck in the. I don't know. Lilo, leave me alone to die.
Oh no.
I'm joking. Laying flat on their back with the vinyl playing.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess what started it was this little thing about Varys, them not talking anymore. There's that part.
Yeah.
Head pat will not be. Actually, Willow might. Well, we'll see what happens if he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think him just being around is helping.
Okay. No easy fixes to this.
I'm deeply
problem.
sorry.
No, it's fine. Look. Look, sometimes that's how it is.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't cheat code Willow's mental illness for you.
No, I mean...
I'm kidding. Okay.
Yeah, in that case, Varys has his big sigh and then says, well, I can tell you one thing at least. You won't get rid of me that easily. He gives Willow a friendly hair tussle.
I think Willow like accepts it at first and then kind of like shoves the head off to the side in the way of like, don't touch me. It's not like
Yeah, just like a meh.
Yeah. I think though they do kind of laugh while they wave off his hand. And then like contemplative pause. Say, in another version of events, you may well be the one hunting me. Isn't it strange how that happens?
Oh. There's no seeing into the future, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sometimes it isn't helpful thinking of what could have been, but imagining what could be.
Willow nods. Yeah, I've been thinking that lately.
In just 2 days, I'll be finding out what that means for me. Whether that means being cut loose from the sea dragons forever, or finding my way back into it. And I'd like to think that a sudden disappearance isn't enough to kill a friendship.
Willow kind of smiles, like a wry smile. Well, he didn't sabotage his ship, so I'm sure you'll be fine.
I don't suppose there was a good reason that you sabotaged, what, Coulton Brightwind's personal ship?
Willow wrinkles their nose at that description. I would always have justifications for sabotaging our storm chaser.
I think Barris does a little eyebrow, like, eye widen when he hears the name, and he's like, oh, that ship.
Yes, that ship.
He doesn't say, oh, that ship out loud, but that's
Yeah, I
the
know, neither does
expression.
Willow. Yeah. Willow gives him a look like, Willow just gives him a look of, oh, heard of it, but then turns back to the face forward.
And what were those justifications?
Troubling at best.
In words, Willow, I can't read your mind. And I doubt anybody who could make much sense of it. He, like, briefly knocks on Willow's head like he's knocking on wood.
My justifications are what retaliation always entails. Fallout. Death.
He nods. So, the idea was to stall until cooler heads prevailed.
Basically, yeah. And then the morning happened. So,
I wasn't there for it myself, but I can imagine how that would throw a spanner in the works. Or just blow up the whole damn thing. Sorry.
Willow gives him a serious look. Indeed, it did blow up the whole damn thing. Paris.
Sorry.
Ooh. Ooh. Hero is going to vouch for your way with words. Oh. You might want to temper that one before you meet with the High Prince.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least you're smiling about it. Even if it is somewhat hysterical.
Not hysterical. That was just... It's just nice to know I'm not the only one putting my foot in my mouth all the time.
Like, even a practiced marksman can sometimes miss a shot.
Yeah.
The point I was trying to make is... Alright.
Okay. Carry on. Sorry.
Whatever.
You have to. Please.
Do I now? What happens if I leave it unsaid? Unfinished, then?
Then you're just as annoying as I am. That's not quality for a captain.
I don't think in 1,000 years I could be as annoying as you are.
Yeah. That's fair.
You've made it your particular skill, as far as I understand.
It's my special talent.
I believe you annoyed a hag. As part of the deal of breaking myself free of that curse?
Willow looks at... Did we tell him that? Who told him that?
Luca would have probably discussed what happened. So
Right. Willow looks at him. Oh. Yes.
And you
I didn't
somehow
realize that.
walked away from that uncursed, so...
Kind of the opposite.
Oh? And what
Well,
curse do you
Willow-
bear now?
Oh, no. Not only uncursed. With a solution to another curse. And Billy gestures at him.
Right. Well then. I won't say you don't have nothing to fear. But I'd say you seem prepared enough to take whatever comes your way.
Willow settles down from there laughing a bit. They're still smiling, but they just shrug. They will take that compliment.
At the very least. You haven't managed to annoy me away.
Yet.
You care to make a wager of it? That's a battle I'll win.
I've made enough wages with you. Thank you very much.
I think at this point, the conversation has wound down enough, and Willow, make a perception check real quick.
Trying to find my sheet. Perception.
You hear the sound of Isabella greeting
Oh,
Luca and Dan at the door.
Willow's going to force themselves to their feet quickly and straighten up a bit. Probably put their hat back on.
Mm-hmm.
Just for now, I think, because their ears are like...
Yeah,
Varys like messed their hair as well, so...
just a little.
Quickly side glance him like... Stays between us.
Company? I know how to keep my secrets.
Loose lips and all that. And Willow will straighten up and prepare to greet these guys as they come in.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, and then Luca, you get let out into the back garden, see Willow and Varys standing there waiting for you.
Ah, good to see everyone made it in one piece.
I have a tray of muffins, or like a desserts tray that I bought.
And like hands on their hips, surveys the garden, looks at Luca, looks at Willow, gives a shrug like couldn't stop him. So here we are.
Yeah. Luca bought treats for the Greenleaf family on the way back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Half of them
Yeah.
have been tucked away in the kitchen for Isabella and the kids. And
They keep
Yeah,
you
I was
waiting.
gonna say,
for you.
I want
Yeah.
to make an insight check on Willow and
Wow.
Varys.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Willow's going to say, thank you, I forgot. I just ran straight here.
Damn it. Go in. Thank you, in.
Oh! Hey. Oh, am I doing deception or persuasion? I think
yeah.
persuasion.
Either.
Willow is saying thank you for bringing me stuff because I forgot to bring
Yeah.
food again.
Oh no!
Wait, doesn't that mean that I technically win so I can see
Yes.
what Willow
Yeah.
is feeling? Yes! Yes!
Willow is feeling worn down, I would say. They've had a bit of
Yeah,
a
they-
stressful day.
Yeah, their lines
The
are out of
muffins-
alignment with their color, color layers.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
slightly
Yeah.
off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Their
They're a bit
clothes are
off-kilter.
askew.
Anne's
The
not gonna
clothes
say
are
anything
very,
about
but-
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
Um,
Me either.
Yeah. I think what Varys is not openly lying so much as that he is being quiet because it's not his business to say.
Mm.
So he's taking his cues from Willow in terms of how to behave.
Oh.
Even
Yeah.
if Willow is a bit janky at the moment.
Well,
Yeah.
I believe we have something to discuss. And Anne's gonna make a gesture between Luca and Varys. Or at least you two do.
And we
Right.
have desserts to eat.
Yes.
Perfect discussion material.
Yes, make
I'll
yourself
go-
comfortable.
I'll go make tea.
I
I'm pretty sure
believe
someone
my
else.
niece has got you covered on that.
You're kind of needed for the
Sure.
discussion, Luca. So you stay here.
Sound
Oh.
of kettle whistling in the background.
You find a
Right.
place
Willow just-
to plant yourself.
Pats Luca so that he moves to sit down.
So, Mr. Luca, I believe you're coming along with me to meet with the High Prince and receive thanks for saving my life.
I nod, smiling.
We'll be heading to the Hole of the Port Authority on the 15th. That's 2 days from now. Around 5 p.m. in the evening.
Oh, that's late.
Yes, it is. I believe we're having a last appointment of the day with room for time if it bleeds over.
Luca makes a face like, should I be bringing desserts to that?
Bring
You see
yourself
his
and
eyes
dress.
go to the dessert, and he's like, huh.
Bring yourself and dress smartly, but don't be overly solicitous. If you can help
Willow
it.
shakes their head, like, no.
You see Luca's brain stall on that word. He doesn't know
Yeah.
what it means.
It's not a tea party.
Ah.
So, don't bring tea.
But if things go well, we could always have dinner together.
Yes, but I wouldn't bank on it. And it's not a potluck situation.
Is there anything else I should know in particular?
Well, be polite. Don't be a kiss ass. That won't do you any favors. Be punctual. And gosh. Sort of rubs his chin. You're a military man, right?
Once upon a
Treat him
time.
as you would. Treat him as you would a commander.
Right.
With respect, but with understanding of his competence.
Right.
He goes over some other small details, like when you and he will meet to go to the Port Authority and so on.
Yep.
You'll probably meet at the Greenleaf residence and then head down.
Yep.
With time enough to spare. And so on. It's just chatter about this and that. And Willow, what you up to?
What's Willow doing?
I think Willow, for the most part, is a little bit quiet, listening.
Mm.
Like, they'll tune in every now and then, like with the tea party comment. But I think for the most part, their head's kind of down.
Yeah, and
Not noticeably so, but just like,
Yeah.
you know, they're not like enthusiastically engaged in the
Yeah.
conversation.
yeah, I
I
think.
mean, you were notably quiet during that conversation we just had, so.
Oh, okay.
and is
Yeah.
sitting probably beside Willow, wherever they're sitting, like in a circle. So I imagine Luca and Varys are across from each other, and En's like sitting
Yeah.
not close enough to be like knee to knee with Willow, but nearby,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
eating a muffin. And I think they're just sitting there, but they're doing like little tricks with coins or knives, and just trying to
Mhm.
like catch Willow's attention with something fancy.
Huh.
Like doing fancy flourishes or balancing the tip of the knife on their palm in a dangerous way, and then tossing it and catching it and spinning it in their fingers back onto the hilt. Just
Make a sleight of hand check.
just stuff to try and get Willow's
If you
attention.
roll on that one and stab me.
Excuse you, I'll stab myself.
Well, oh, no, just kidding.
Yeah, and does some very good knife twirling.
Willow might eventually, I think if you do that for long enough, Willow's going to be like, They'll be watching from the side eye, like, for a while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Might lean over to N and say, "Sure you don't want to go? Show off your skills."
I don't want to be hired.
Is that a
You should
possibility?
need to-
He's not going to try and coerce me into joining the Sea Dragons, is he?
I highly doubt that. If you're not looking for work from him, then it's likely he won't offer work. There's plenty of people who would want to get on that kind of payroll.
You say that, but he hasn't met me, so.
Ah, the irresistible charm of Luca Carnson.
Exactly.
Even the High Prince couldn't deny you.
Varys makes a face like,
Yeah, and is being openly sarcastic.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, I think. Oh, is Varys going to change the subject? Because Willow might weigh in.
I think Varys is not going to change the subject, but he is going to say, well, he might be obliged to grant you a favor, depending on how grateful he is for my rescue. But chances are it's not going to be anything outlandish.
Just, $1 million gold.
That's outlandish.
It's making a connection. It's getting your foot in the door.
I am Luca Conson, acquainted with High Prince Raga.
Doesn't have a bad ring to it, does it? Connections. Connections can take you places.
How does Willow look?
Distant.
And is going to put the knife in their mouth like a pirate climbing. And then elbow Willow.
Okay. Willow looks back at you, perplexed.
I'd make a pretty good pirate. I'd be pretty tempting as a hire, don't you think? And says leaning back on one hand with the knife in their other hand again.
Oh, they took it out their mouth. And I hear her good hire.
Yeah, they took it out of their mouth to speak. They just waited for Willow to look.
Right. Thank you, clown. No, okay, Willow will probably again raise an eyebrow at N. Can I make a insight check? Do I need to insight check to know that N is trying
Trying to cheer you up?
to cheer me up? Or not try and cheer me up, but should I insight check, perception? What do I do?
Insight, I guess, would be the thing. They're certainly yucking it up.
Yep. They're having fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe N had a good day where you had a bad one.
Maybe. Willow's just going to. It's not like either of you have an elemental, so.
No. Yeah.
Well,
I
you don't
guess.
either.
Well, I mean, if you
good, so I
wanted
don't
a
need to tell you.
really shining resume, you could always lie and pretend you have one.
Don't.
Don't worry.
I'm just making this clear for our esteemed Luca Conson.
Yep. We don't have an elemental.
Don't.
Why would we? How would we even get our hands on one? Look at us.
I feel like I'm being insulted.
You're being informed.
Because you assume I don't remember the last time you told me not to tell anyone you had an elemental, which you don't.
I just made a joke that could skew your perception of the situation, and I'm correcting that.
Willow didn't
my
laugh, by the
tongue
way.
out.
Mim laughed.
Yeah.
But Willow's kind of
I
just
think
sat
Varys
back
did
and
laugh.
listened again.
Just like just like, oh, these youngins, kind of.
Whippersnappers. And just rolls their eyes and sits back in their seat and then looks at the ceiling. Oh wait, the sky. Is this an outdoor garden?
The sky, yes.
The sky. Okay, they're looking at the sky.
Sun's setting. Sort of twilighty. Well, if you're done making jokes and there's no further questions about what etiquette to observe,
We'll leave you to your preparations then.
suppose so.
And we'll stand up and brush off their pants then.
Sure you don't want to come as that dark fella.
I'm not sure Kai and Ryger would get along very well.
Oh, you might be surprised.
Yeah, then again, I'm alright.
Alright then. Just seems like you're used to the whole shaking hands and memorizing names business.
And gives a shrug.
Ah, well. If that's not the way to thank you, then suppose I'll have to continue to find ways to repay my gracious saviors.
Oh, is that
Some
what
other
this
way.
is?
Of course. What else would it be?
So being our captain and taking us on that deadly mission and watching us explode in a blaze of fire was not enough for you?
Well, didn't really do much there.
You are our captain. You paid us back plenty, Varys. You don't have to repay anything.
Luca nods, and he's pulling a face.
However, the gesture is appreciated.
An honorable pirate doesn't like to leave favors unowed.
I think we'd all be happy if you repaid us by living well.
Very true. But hey, let's see what you can't get for us out of this Ryger meeting, huh?
Huh.
And does a little greedy rub of their hands.
I think Varys sort of laughs and shakes his head and then looks to Luca and says, "Send my greetings to Seeker Elsa.
I will.
She has a fine apprentice in you."
Luca beams quite brightly.
Willow
suppose you-
started smiling at you guys, but a little. You know what? I don't know if any of you noticed because it would have been understated. So
Can I see if I
Oh.
notice? Can the dice tell me if I noticed? Or is this just going to be a character moment of not noticing?
I think Varys notices.
when N started talking, and then Luca elaborated, Willow sort of faintly seemed very fond of you both.
You like us?
Like a subdued sort of
Yeah.
fondness.
I'm going to choose not to roll for that then.
Okay.
And was
I like the story.
yeah. And was looking at Varys, so I don't think I would
Yeah,
notice at all.
I like the storytelling of us not noticing, so
not yet,
yeah.
but Varys does.
Yeah.
I guess we're wrapping this scene and you're heading home.
I'm going to suggest
Yay.
we head home by walking so we can
Yeah.
debrief each other without worry of people hearing our
Overhearing.
plans
Overhearing.
to commit
Yeah.
assassination on the
May I
boat.
double back to Varys before I leave?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I think as we head out, Willow will
Mhm.
try and catch him either
Yeah,
by
easy.
ducking back. Yeah. I don't know how far away you guys are. Actually, just at the door, yeah?
Yeah.
Willow lingers while you guys start off. they'll pause. They haven't said anything basically since the last
Mhm.
time they weighed in.
Mhm.
So he saw their little fond smile anyway.
Yeah.
So they'll thank you for today.
Anytime. And I mean it. Anytime. I'd like to think that we're well on our way to becoming friends ourselves.
Willow takes a deep breath and then actually turns to face him
Mm-hmm.
and has like a considered moment and says, High Prince Raga would be lucky to count you among his peers, let alone his crew. There is plenty of cunning out there, so better than a sword or a ship. You have your wits and experience. And, well, other than your earlier slip up, you do have a way with words, so the Corvair needs sincere people, kind people, and you are both, so don't be too nervous. I can't imagine an outcome for this, or a future for you where you don't succeed.
Varys gives you a how to describe this expression? It's like a bubbling smile. Like he's a little bit overwhelmed by your kindness. And words. This message is clearly like hitting him where it's supposed to. I think he reaches out and grasps your hand to shake it goodbye for the evening. In a similar gesture as to back on the scrap bucket when you made that promise to each other.
Yeah. Willow gives like a kind of tight smile, like just awkward maybe smile, and then sort of like a nod, bow of acknowledgement, and then shakes his hand back and tries to duck out basically.
Yeah. I think he calls after you softly because he knows you have very good ears. And it's all possible because of you.
Yeah, I think Willow just slows. Their ears like twitch under their hat. Like you can see just the tip of it just like flinch, and then they just keep walking and like wave over the shoulder a little.
Yeah. Cool. You catch up with En and Luca and take the walk home. Back to salvage. You debrief along the way about what you have found over the course of the day.
Yep.
And we...
Does Willow
Wait,
tell us
there-
about their experience at the antique shop? How does Willow detail that? I would like to know. Just that.
Just that?
Yeah, just that.
I think Willow will just say she didn't know Edmund Beckett. I met Lady Moradale. She knew nothing about Edmund Beckett, and that's kind of it. Like, because we're just debriefing briefly. I think like we'll be going into it, but like that's the main outcome.
Yeah.
Of
that location.
And come to an argument with her. They're very subdued. I feel like they're kind of subdued and chill and like low energy after their chat with Varys.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I imagine Luca goes after Willow and he's very animated as well. So it's like a really stark contrast. And then he like very loudly laments about having to go to Rosebriar Remedies.
And we'll join in the drama.
Yeah.
I think even Willow would have been subdued, but when Luca's like Rosebriar, Willow's like, oh.
And like, oh, Luca, did you die?
Like, yes, I am a spirit talking to you now.
I knew this eye would help me see ghosts. This is another thing I have to deal with.
And the loss of
did
your
you
most
say it
wonderful
again?
Luca.
Did
Say
you
what?
say it again?
I did not. Oh, no, I did not. Oh,
You should have see if it worked a second time.
Thank you for
That's a
your
very good point.
sacrifice, Luca Carnson. You will be missed.
Cool. I think with all that giggling and debriefing out of the way, we can move on to the next part of the story. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm
BC.
trying to figure out if N wants to do this now.
Do what?
N wants to catch Willow alone, just briefly, as an aside.
Well,
Oh my god, same!
I'm having a chuckle here, mate. So I guess
Not now. I'm
it's up
thinking
to
like
you.
when we get back and like when we arrive to
I
drop Willow off at the
imagine-
boat, and then
Yeah,
waiting
we
for
would drop Willow
Luca
off.
to peel off because N wants to mention something really quick.
You could honestly just like message him, be like, "Hey, can you fuck off for a
Leave.
minute?"
I mean, sure, if
Not in
that'll
those
get him
words.
moving. It's just like, I just want to mention something. to
Sorry, in
Willow.
Australia.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
In Australian, that just means go away, please. Step
Yeah,
aside.
that literally just means, "Can you leave for a moment, please and thank you, kind sir."
I don't think N is on this level of friendship with you yet. Someday, this is how they will say, "Get out of here."
Yeah.
They
not
will
yet.
speak casual Australian to each other.
Hey,
Oi.
fuck off! I got something to do.
Man, piss off for a sec, will ya?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, God.
So Luca pisses off for a sec.
Thank you,
and-
Luca. Yeah. So, very naturally, Luca goes ahead and kind of stops in the doorway before Willow can close it. And it's like, "Oh, Willow, I wanted to ask you to think about something." Just, I've been thinking about the auction, and there is a high likelihood that sea dragons will be there, or people associated with the sea dragons. There's also the possibility of Siren art pieces. And I'm sure you've considered this. You're already looking out for the pitfalls threatening me and Luca. And I agree. It would be best if we were all aware of everyone's potential sticking points. That we should know everyone's limitations in no uncertain terms before a state of crisis. And if any of us run into trouble, it's going to be pretty foolish to think the others won't want to help, don't you think? So it's better if we're all playing with a full deck of cards. And Ed's gonna punch Willow's arm and then start to leave.
I think Willow was like faintly smiling at N, and then as they kept talking, it's not like their face has fallen, but I guess it kind of has. To a considered kind of expression, and then the punch sort of startles them. Like, okay,
Just something to
they
think
just sort
about.
of like. Considered.
Well, good, because we're going to the gallery tomorrow.
Indeed. Quick question, meta question. When did N know about the sea dragons?
Ed has noticed you being very reluctant about Ryger for a very long time.
Yeah, I think Willow's gonna drum on the frame of their door, and then sort of, before N goes, what assumptions have you made about the sea dragons?
Well, it seems you don't want to be very tangled up with them, honestly. What with your avoidance of Ryger and the way you disguised yourself when that other guy approached our table with Varys. You seem very nervous in Regalport. It's not very hard to put two and two together, Willow. Something about the sea dragons makes you very nervous, and I would appreciate being able to know when you need to step out or who you need to avoid, just so I can help, especially if I'm taking you into this kind of situation. Or if it's some kind of extenuating circumstances, like some sort of ally of the sea dragons that you don't want to be associated with. Or a house. You're looking out for us, someone needs to look out for you. Well, maybe needs isn't the right word, but I think if we're all going to be able to effectively proceed in a teamwork situation, then it would be helpful to know where all of our pitfalls are before it reaches gestures, because they said this, a crisis.
Crisis.
And I
Willow
know
says it at the same time.
it's probably difficult to talk about. That's why I wrote a letter. So I'm not demanding anything right now, and I'm not demanding you spill your guts to me. I just like us all to be on an even playing field, to play with a full deck. So no one has to make guesses in high-stakes situations that end in...
It's not just the sea dragons, it's also the wind whisperers. But that is possibly, well, I suppose when that becomes an issue, I will be made aware of it, so you need not worry about that.
What if it's made an issue in the moment? What if it's better if we're all aware of it?
Then I suppose I'll have to tell you.
What if there's no time?
I'll find the time.
Willow. That's not how these things work. You're smarter than that. I don't mean to be pushy. Sorry. I just don't want something bad to happen to anyone.
No, I understand. It's what I'm doing, so there is time. Thank you.
And nods.
Willow.
And we'll turn to leave.
Willow, I think that their customer service smile sort of like fades, drops into a frown when N leaves, and they go back into their boat. Like close the door and then like rest their head against it. They probably should have told N that they asked Varys to alert them.
There's time. We'll see each other another day.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow.
Literally
That's
tomorrow.
what Willow means by we'll have time. I have time to think about it is tonight.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Can I quickly ask in meta what our plans for the next couple of days? We have something tomorrow, and then we have something the next day. Is there anything on the days between the meeting with Ryga and the auction?
Not yet.
Not
Yeah.
yet. Okay.
Nothing planned yet.
Then it can wait.
Willow's
So,
back to arranging their board, I think. And having a good long think after everything that happened today.
let's see a brief shot of Anne and Luca as you go to bed.
Yeah.
Together? What?
No, as separately.
Like what we are doing.
Like, what's the closing scene of the day?
What are you up to, Anne?
I think N is probably like looking at all the notes from the day, like from our conversation that we had on the walk back, and probably was taking notes while they walked, and now they're like reviewing them in the evening, just going over everything. It's not a lot, but they're still parsing it and trying to like get their head oriented for tomorrow.
Okay. And Luca's in his pajamas and he's at his desk. And you see him flip out some paper, and at the top he writes N, and then he starts scribbling down like very seriously. And that's
Yeah.
all you get.
I think N's just bent over their desk looking at their book with like their brow rested in a couple fingers. You know, like you're almost nursing a headache, but you're just really focusing on what you're reading.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke is focusing in a different way, trying to find the right words.
We getting married, bro? Again?
You'll just have to wait and see, won't you?
Okay.
Okay. Well, we move on to the next day. Which would you like to have happen first? Meeting with N's contact Tassie? Or the lunch with Damon Ardantego?
What's the busiest time of day for an auction house getting ready for an auction?
I would say probably later afternoon.
Yeah, I think that's why
In
N wanted to go in the morning, because things are
Yeah.
often much more loosely packed in the morning, like from stores
I
agree.
to locations of entertainment.
Okay. All
Agree.
right then. Cool.
Yes. So N would have mentioned to Willow probably on their walk back from Regalport the other day that Tassie is easily bored and might appreciate some sort of puzzling device to keep her occupied, keep her busy. It might sweeten the deal if we want to get information or get into the auction.
Mm. And can I make some sort of check for that? If I have a gadget on me, or can I just find one in my?
I feel like
piles
I'm
of
sure
junk.
you have. I'm sure you have stashed in your bag of holding your party pockets
Yeah.
some sort of like fidget toy. Willow
Yeah.
seems the type that, like, in passing has bought like puzzle boxes and that sort of things while like going between places.
Yeah, like if you see a cool looking Rubik's cube in a
Yeah,
market stall and you just fetch it. Yeah,
yeah.
I think
One of
might-
the oddly shaped Rubik's Cubes.
Yeah, like a challenging one.
Yeah.
Pyramid Rubik's Cubes, for example.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say that like brain teaser puzzles are universal.
Yeah.
yeah. Like there's slide boxes is what I imagine.
Yeah,
There's like
yeah.
tessellated pattern.
Yeah, definitely. Puzzle boxes are definitely a time-old woodworking tradition.
Yeah, Willow would have one of those.
Yeah.
And probably just, keep keep that on standby when they meet up with
Yeah.
N again. They will.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine that we kind of like advise. It might actually be part of why N came to Willow to check on them, is advising Luca that it might be an idea to wait until he has his anchor before he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Willow said that before. but-
Yeah.
There's a chance that you won't go inside the gallery today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. But I guess I'll just go with you, N.
Willow, Luca's
Yeah.
also welcome to come into Regalport with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
That should
I
work.
suppose. Yeah, I suppose I should stay and help see girls over the day, since I'll be off in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you'll meet up with Luca later in the day in Regalport.
All right.
Wait, are we
We're
having
we're
lunch
having-
with Damon?
Oh no,
In
We're
the
having it at the
quail.
Poppy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're having the
oh,
quail.
no, not the quail,
Quail.
not in the poppy. You're not inviting him all the
No.
way back.
He's not
Right, yeah,
allowed in our
okay.
house.
Remember, he's in salvage though.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, well, hey, Luca can go, sit there and wait in case we're late back.
Oh,
for
yeah.
lunch. I don't know.
And one other
Yeah.
detail, and we'll probably have told Willow, is that Tassie knows them as Castor,
Caster, like
Caster.
the oil.
like a spellcaster.
Castor.
But that's a good way
Ah.
to remember it.
Do I get to know this?
Yeah, you probably mentioned this on the walk home. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel included.
Yeah.
Good.
I would walk you guys to the boat, like
The ferry.
Yeah.
Hmm.
to the ferry. Yeah.
Easy.
Hmm.
Sure.
Does Casta have a face?
And like jingles their fingers at their face.
Points. This one.
Jingles their fingers.
There's like wiggles their fingers or sparkles if this was animated.
Aw. Cute.
An Animal Crossing emote.
Yeah.
Oh. Luca waves you off, much like a Pokemon character.
Yeah. Of course. As is
I think-
tradition.
Yeah. I think once Willow is situated with N on the boat, they might
Mhm.
actually mention kind of like they've had a long night. Like,
Mhm.
and then they're just continuing the conversation from last time they met with N.
Mhm.
Just say off the cuff. I'm not being coy, by the way. Or giving you the runaround.
And it's like, you were thinking about that, I was thinking about something else. And it takes them a minute to recalibrate.
About what you said yesterday, I'm
Yeah.
well aware. Yeah. It's usually quite simple to see when the Whisperers are in town because of the giant balloon hanging over the Regal Port docks.
And nods.
So,
I suppose I was just wondering if I should be looking out for someone specific. Sometimes big organizations have particular people you want to avoid.
no, I suppose it's safe to just say everybody.
That's pretty impressive, Willow Jenkins.
I'm giving myself a bit too much credit, possibly, but
Hey, word
Better safe than-
travels.
yeah.
All right, well, I'll keep my eyes open then, all two of them.
That we know of.
All right. So, you head into Regalport to the Pirate Exchange house, the morning hustle and bustle. The marketplace is relatively busy in the morning, but the auction hall is not. Mostly because all of the bustle is about fresh produce that is shipped in from the farms and brought up from the ocean. Sells early in the morning to go to dinner tables and restaurants and whatnot during the day. The auction house itself is, relatively speaking, quieter. Not barren or deserted, but a little quieter.
Yes.
I'm assuming that Coster sent a note to Tassie to be like, hey,
I'm back in town. Yeah.
I've got a proposal for you. Maybe.
Yep. We'll leave out the maybe. We'll just walk in with confidence.
Yeah. Okay. So I think...
and I've disguised myself, by the way.
Okay, yeah. You,
It's my nebulous nothing face.
Anime character number 3.
Yeah.
Human or something else?
What else is there?
Orc, half orc.
No,
Elf,
nothing
half
too
elf.
like notable. I feel like human or half elf would be my go-to here.
Yeah.
But I might avoid
enough.
being half elf. So
For reasons.
let's go human. For reasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what? Let's go.
Just reasons.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
no reason. Like, yeah, let's go human.
Okay.
Just another kind of
Just an arbitrary
Fellowship
decision,
of
not
humans.
based on anything.
yeah,
Yep.
no, nothing at all. You know all about those, right? And you just look how you want to look.
Yep.
No deeper meaning to that.
Absolutely not.
Yep.
For sure.
Cool. Anyway. In your disguise, Willow, and your regular self, N, with eye patch and all,
Yep.
you mosey over to, I'm gonna say, like, one of the back sort of sides near a staff entrance that you have met up with Tassie before. where she usually takes a smoke break.
Cool. Yep, sounds good.
So, early morning, she's like flipping through a ledger, taking a smoke break outside. You see this little, old gnomes are little. This gnomish woman with like big, curly, red-orange hair, a sort of flat, rectangular body, quick brown eyes, and like dark brown, almost black brown eyes, and a cigarette sort of half dangling out of the corner of her mouth as she's like basically flipping through a clipboard.
Right, okay. And we'll approach her and with a smile. Hey, Tassie!
Hey, if it isn't the kid of the hour, Castor, see you brought a friend.
Yeah, this is what name did we decide on for you, Willow?
I think when you gesture at Willow, we'll realize like, oh, no name. Willow's going to say Vermilion.
All right.
Yeah, me and Vermilion go way back.
All right. So what can I do you for? I heard you're back in town looking for some more interesting things.
Oh yeah, of course. Why else would I be here? I mean, you remember how I last showed up? That auction was barely legal.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Bet you,
Shady old estate sale.
bet you haven't had anything like that recently.
Nope.
So how about this
Nothing
one? How's this one rating on the scale from interesting to a snooze fest, huh?
Well, it's definitely keeping me busy, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I can see that. Got anyone exciting coming by?
Oh, you know. House Thorani's gonna show up because it's a fucking art gallery.
Naturally. I hear Ryger's in town. Any note about him?
Oh, he'll probably be there, yeah.
Oh.
Gotta, rub elbows with the landed.
Yeah, naturally.
Wealthy around here. You know, the kind of people that run this place when he's not in town.
Right.
Keep his port running shipshape and all that.
So I assume some of the other sea dragons will be joining him.
Oh, for sure. Bunch of other sea barons, mostly small names trying to get in on the treasure or show off their wealth. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of way to flex. You're going to be seeing plenty of ships down at the anchorage for that.
Yeah, do you think there might be an airship? I hear airships come by here sometimes, not like Rander ones.
Ah, hell nah. No.
No, nothing like that.
Willow gives in such a look, just like slowly turns to look at you like, God, reaches into their pocket and pulls out their puzzle thing and starts playing with it.
It's like Port Virgin and all that ilk. It wouldn't be caught dead here. Mostly because they'd likely end up dead here.
Naturally.
At least if they were on here, like, official business, I mean. If it's private dealings,
And nods.
There's a little bit of mixing around here and there.
Of course.
I'd be more interested in, the swells from, like, Sharn and Fairhaven and Corona Peak, new money from the continent coming in.
Right. Any
making
notable
controversial
names
statements. Oh,
you've noticed on your little list there?
Maybe. Might have to jog my memory a little bit.
Oh, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
But an art auction.
You seem interested. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting things you can find in art pieces. Sometimes they hold clues to and greater meanings. Or, they're just interesting to look at. What about you? You into art much?
I like to take in a show now and then, but this This highbrow stuff, sometimes it's not all it's cracked up to be, you know?
Yeah.
And the subject matter is pretty grim this time around.
Yeah, I heard something about the war.
Something about it, yeah. You could say that. Let me tell you, there's a handful of pieces in there. Makes you feel like you're on the front lines as Grizzly, alright?
Delightful. But I'm sure it keeps things interesting.
Could be more interesting.
What, like if I showed up?
Maybe?
Maybe. Well, I guess none of the artists caught your eye.
So far, it's, I don't know. There's a couple of antiques that are being, presented as part of the show.
Oh.
An old sword or something that has some history, a pocket watch that supposedly stopped an assassination at Thronehold.
Damn. Wonder if that's true.
Saved an ambassador's life. Makes for an interesting story.
Sure does. Wouldn't mind seeing that.
Me,
up
I'm
close.
looking forward to overhearing all the gossip and seeing what kind of fallout comes from underhanded dealings.
You think a fight might break out? How's security for this place anyway? How are they gonna deal with a couple people start throwing fists in there, you know, and make some punching motions?
I wouldn't count on a fight, but I'm sure there's a duel or two that's gonna happen in the aftermath. You know, the kind of fallout of being snubbed.
Oh,
Brains.
yeah.
As for security, tighter than a warforged's ass.
Ouch. That make it hard for you to work, or easier?
Willow has to cover their mouth because it just.
Yeah, you can't fart without having to ask for permission.
Yikes. No wonder you're out here.
Yeah. Let me, fucking look over my ledgers before some insurance type asks me about this and that art piece.
Clear your head. All that nonsense.
Yeah.
But you
Not
really...
to mention they won't let me smoke indoors anymore.
Oh, damn. This job just gets worse and worse, huh?
It's alright. I mean, the pay's good. Get to meet some interesting people.
Oh, there is that. But I bet you really have to cater to people like this. What's the plan? Tiny sandwiches and wine?
Not my responsibility, thank fuck.
Yeah, lucky you. Has to be someone's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Auction night's gonna be the busiest. So far, it's mostly just getting things in position and make an appointment for private viewings of various pieces, you know?
Yeah.
People really want to get ahead of the crowds.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if I might be able to slip on in there and have a look at some of what's going up.
You come into some money lately?
Oh, yeah. Why do you think I'm back here? I am rolling in dough, and En's going to roll the little platinum coin on their fingers.
Tassie, bounces her brows and goes, all right, then. Starting to make yourself a collection or something.
Well, sometimes the things I'm interested in cost a pretty copper, you know, so you gotta find some way to grease the wheels.
Right. Like that book I lent you.
Oh, yeah. Very
How's
nice.
that working out for you?
Nah, well, it's a thick tome, there's a lot to read through. Still a lot to research. You know how these things are. Takes time.
Of course. Hey, Karnberg wasn't built in a day, and you certainly couldn't read all the books in it that fast anyway.
Oh, absolutely not. Trust me, I tried.
Yeah, crack me up, Caster. So, what, you just wanna have a mosey around the gallery?
Yeah, just a look. Me and my friend, ideally. Friend's also rich.
Willow
She-
nods. Rich.
Quirks an eyebrow at you. Oh. Day's a bit busy and, like I said, security's pretty tight.
Oh, just a quick walk
That's-
around.
I'll see what I can do, but, don't hold your breath.
Understood.
Tell you what, for all the craziness that's going on, your best bet's probably gonna be the auction night.
Yeah, I know, and then slumps against the wall. I was just really hoping to see it beforehand, really plan my attack. Anything's really interesting for you on that night? Undercut all those pompous fucks.
You gonna start right out of the gate bidding 1,000?
I don't know, if it seems like it'll make things interesting.
Maybe. Maybe so. Well, I'll see what I can do in terms of, off-hour viewing.
Thanks, Tassie. Trust you still have my address?
Oh, yeah. Sure I can get it through to you.
And this little salute.
But, if you're interested in expediting your viewing a little bit,
And tilts their head and
she,
peeks at her.
waves her hand ambiguously, trailing smoke.
What? Do you want a rematch?
Maybe? Or maybe something just, remind me, how interesting you can make this stuff.
Well, Anne's gonna gesture to Willow now. I have something to make your breaks a little more interesting in my absence.
Willow hands over the... displays the puzzle box.
Hmm.
I don't imagine it's like, like readily available.
Yeah.
It's probably a nice one.
Yeah.
Just thought you might get lonely. This might keep you engaged.
Mind if I take a crack at it real quick?
Be my guest.
Willow hands it over.
Okay, gonna see how good Tassie is at this puzzle. The DC is 15. She gets part of the way through and then scratches her head.
You're invested, huh? You're invested, huh?
Well,
And I'll play you again.
all right. Let's see if I can't slip you in. Maybe tomorrow.
And nods. Appreciate it.
You'll have to wake up pretty early, though.
Well, sometimes I do my research so thoroughly I don't sleep at all.
All right, then. Caster, Vermilion.
Tassie. We'll wave
She
off.
gives you both a nod, drops her cigarette, stamps it out. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow, then.
Sounds good.
Willow nods their thanks and says nothing.
Strong silent type.
Yeah. That's the one.
Mm. And with that, you say farewells and head back to salvage.
Speaking of tighter than a warforged ass.
Oh my god. Phrase of the century, by the way.
that was excellent. That was excellent. Thank you, Tassie.
It's like layered because you don't know if it means like the buns are like well sculpted or if it's like a
straight up
crude like
an
sex
arsehole,
joke,
but-
you know?
Sex joke? I just assumed it was a butthole joke.
It is a
Yeah.
butthole joke.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't
not
have
like-
one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're
And if they did
They
have one,
don't
it'd be
eat.
metal.
they don't eat, they don't breathe, they don't drink.
They'd have it for...
See, my Luca brain was like how
Sorry,
like
out here
jacked on these
just
warforged ass
imagining whole
cheeks.
warforged ass, just like all the
Warforged
components
holes.
of ass. Not a very effective soldier. If you have a whole functioning
Yeah.
ass, why would you build one with that? Sorry, Luca.
I mean, yes, they are also made of metal and or wood, but like,
Are they like caked up?
I mean, if that's how they're
I think
designed,
it depends on the design.
Yeah.
Do you,
You know, okay,
that
yeah.
muscle group is very important for running.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
And jumping. Like if you needed
yeah.
yeah. So it depends
I
on the
think it would
model,
take
and depends now that
functional
Warforged are like their own people. They can install asses if they want, I assume. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, is this a conversation I'm having with Willow on the way home? No.
It would be very
Maybe.
funny if it was.
Actually, you know what? Maybe. I was going to say Willow might
Willow
joke
did laugh
about,
at that joke, so Willow does seem like they
Yeah.
might make it a
Yeah.
topic of easy
Warforged,
conversation.
like cosmetic surgery is much more common and like
readily
Yeah,
available.
I feel like
Yeah.
Anne would be interested in that. Like, if a Warforged did, let's say,
Yeah, I imagine if like there's a long silence.
Hypothetically.
for the sake of argument, let's say,
Imagine there's a long silence before N brings this up and Willow's like already knows what N's going to say.
yeah,
Warforged us. Like
yeah,
they
like
have no function for one. Alas, however.
aesthetically,
Well, you can install anything aesthetically.
right?
Mm. Warforged butt cheeks, or buttocks, I suppose, serve a purpose for the and then etc. etc.
Yeah.
Draws a diagram on a scrap of paper when we're riding home on the ferry, and I'm like actually interested in this.
It's function. It's very interesting stuff. If
It
anyone
is.
here is going to know about Warforged Hole, it's me. So
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
Which
for
is
saying
to
hole.
say, most of them don't have one
Yeah.
pre-installed. Modifications notwithstanding.
And Willow would probably want to know what happened last time with Tassie.
Yeah, and we'll tell the story of how they convinced Tassie to do like a wager with them.
Yeah.
With dice. A game of dice.
Mhm.
And if she wins, she got like an interesting aside, a challenging game. And if N wins, then they get that book under
Yeah.
the table.
Mm. I love just betting rich people's stuff in the background. Good on you two.
Yeah.
That's why we get along. Anyway.
It's also like, Tassie isn't the only person at the auction house who does this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny.
This is the one N picked out as
Yeah.
a good mark.
Somebody they could get along with.
Yes.
I mean, if you're gonna commit crimes, you may as well.
That's not a crime, it was just an off-the-books sale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you may as well do that with someone who is like gonna be good company and you can keep coming back to them.
Make friends. Thick as thieves, you know?
Yeah. Hey, Willow might ask Anne on the way back if they want to go to the meeting with High Prince Raga.
I don't know. Haven't really thought about it.
Hmm.
Don't know what I'd do
But you
or
should,
say.
running out of time. Meet him. You could convey any of your changeling personas, I suppose, to him.
I suppose.
Keep Luca company. Make Varys look good. You're very good with words. So,
You trying to get rid of me? And says with a grin.
Willow rolls her eyes.
I suppose connections are good.
Same with Luca. You could meet him again at the auction. Have a basis.
Hmm.
Make an impression, or don't. Observe him. See how suspicious he is. See if he likes the theater.
Right. I don't know. I suppose that's something I'll think about.
I suppose we have an appointment now, so...
Yeah, back-to-back appointments.
Still. Sure you could manage 2 in one day?
Oh,
Whoever you
yeah.
are.
No problem.
Speaking of appointments, I'm going to say that Luca is the first one to meet with Damon at the Quail before Anne and Willow come along.
Yeah,
You're slightly delayed.
Sorry, we got really invested in our Warforged ass conversation.
I think you missed a ferry, so you just had to wait around for another
No,
few minutes.
we aren't walking.
Yeah.
Us cool city kids, no way.
Nope.
So, Luca, you head down to the nesting quail and see a familiar red-coated man lingering outside the door, flicking a coin idly.
Can I sneak up on him?
You can certainly try.
Yeah. Stealth?
Let Jason Momoa. Henry Cavill
Yeah.
shot.
Can I roll stealth?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nope. Never mind.
Grab over your ass cheeks, my man.
Yeah. A problem Warforged do not have, apparently.
Some of them.
Anyway,
You did this. You made this bed.
Hey, Tassie did it.
So I
So-
will mosey up
yeah.
behind him and casually say something like, you haven't gone in for a drink yet?
I'm supposed to be waiting for a few people who invited me.
Suppose it's good form. Well, I would. Seems like 2 of those people have not yet returned from wherever they are, so why don't we go in?
All right. How you been doing, by the way?
Drugs. Same old. You?
Same old. How'd that mission go?
Luca grins. Well, we did come back in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
I might give him like a casual rundown of the more positive aspects of the trip, just to keep conversation busy.
Make a persuasion check, please.
Oh.
Ooh, very nice.
What did you fail?
Okay.
What?
Damon
Why?
keeps tab on your stories. And
I will order us both a drink. I'll pick something for him that he seems like he might like,
yeah,
if he wants me to.
sure he doesn't mind.
Yeah. I'll get us a comfortable, table. I
Mhm.
imagine this one might be square, so we can all sit on a side and no one feels ostracized.
Yep.
Especially not Damon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I will ask him what he's been up to since our last meeting.
Oh, you know, this and that. A little bit of browsing.
I regaled you
local
with an amazing
scenery-
tale, and you're just going to give me this and that.
I'm afraid shopping isn't really the most exciting thing, is it now?
Disagree. Very heartily disagree.
No.
We went shopping together. That was a wonderful evening, wasn't it?
Yeah. You giving them those gifts yet, or still holding on to them?
I gave it to them, told them to open it when they were ready.
All right,
Seems
then.
we aren't going to depart as soon as we expected, so
Yeah, that
Shrug.
tends to happen. It's always something or other keeping you in a place. For me, I still haven't found any capable folks that quite fit the bill.
If only we knew some capable folks.
Indeed. I think at this point,
The capable folks
and
walk
then
in.
Willow. Yes.
I'll wave them over.
Are you still in
Speaking
your
of-
blue outfit, Willow, or did you change, you think?
If we're late, then I guess I didn't have time to change. Because I have to change my pants over
Ah.
into the pockets.
It's just a whole thing. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm out of my disguise though. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not in the illusion anymore, but you are
in
in
my regal port outfit, my hat.
your city outfit.
Yeah. I removed my hat in here.
Hmm. En's gonna gesture at the glasses. Getting drunk without us?
Hardly.
And we'll take a seat.
Well, come on in.
He was
Luca
just
was
chewing
just
my ear
telling-
off. I got there first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine what you two motor mouse got up to.
Mm-hmm. So, and Willow, Luca, how have you been?
All right.
I'll give the others a chance to talk.
Back in
Willow
one
shrugs.
piece. I imagine Luca might have already filled you in on all of that.
What you looking for?
Just how's Damon? What's his vibe? Is he emanating loneliness again?
Eating soggy chips in the rain.
Spiritually.
God, if I had seen that. Yeah.
If Willow had seen that, they would have died, I think.
Ah, same.
Oh, samesies.
Yeah.
Since everyone's looking, I might as well too.
I'm looking at you guys, so
Oh,
En's casual.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he growing secret roles over here, probably?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. You motherfucker. I wish we could hear when you did it, just for like the
Just
the intrigue.
Zeke, every time you roll a secret roll, just do like a soundboard sound effect.
Yeah. The anime girl.
Oh.
Damon seems fine, but
Okay.
curious. He's definitely regarding you all very closely.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard not to look at me, so I understand.
Yeah. Sure thing. So, with your little adventure under your belt, how are you feeling? Got any plans?
Yeah. I was actually going to ask you that. What's your schedule looking like for the upcoming week?
Oh, not too busy. Just hanging around Regalport for a bit.
It's been getting pretty boring since you've been doing that for the last... And, like, looks for a timepiece. Pretends to look for a timepiece. Month.
Oh, I don't know. There's that auction coming up. You're like well off, right? Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah, I might take a look around. See what there
Or
is
is-
to see.
Art, not really the kind of thing you're looking for.
Oh, modern art. He waves a hand. So.
You're more of a classic portraiture kind of guy.
Not that there's no merit to the stuff. I mean, someday modern art will be ancient art, right?
Very
Not
true.
in my time, I should hope.
Yes, you're not an elf. Not last time I
I look at
checked.
Damon like, is he?
No. He's human. A very tall human, but human.
Right. I thought he was a half elf for some reason.
Nope.
That's everybody else.
You haven't seen his ears.
That's your grandmother.
Could be a dragon.
Could
Can
be.
I see his
Unconfirmed.
ears?
No, I'm kidding. Luca might have. You fought him.
Yeah.
His hair does move. It's not just a helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have people ears?
Yes.
Does he have round
Okay.
ears? He has round ears?
Yeah.
He has human ears.
Huh. Interesting.
I have
Interesting.
pointy ears, Zeke. Yes, human ears.
He has human
He has
ears.
round ears.
Yes.
Hmm.
Suspicious.
Yeah, I don't trust that.
Measuring your ears with a protractor. Don't trust that.
What's that thing they use to like measure the size of your head in like phrenology?
Oh, no,
You
let's not
can
get
whip
into
that
it.
out.
We're
God.
not bringing out the fucking calipers.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, no. Let's be normal. We're so mean to him. Anyway. Okay.
Well, I've been looking around for, some interesting folks to help me do some things. Plenty of potential people, but none that seem to fit my specifications.
Oh, that's a
They're
shame.
not as interesting as us, is what I'm hearing.
No, not as upstanding either.
No.
And kind of smirks at that. Like, okay.
If I just needed hired swords, then that'd be easy. Hell, if I needed a hired sword, I'd just use myself, but
Yeah, you don't seem like you nearly need the help on that department.
yeah, exactly. I'm looking for curious people who can find hidden things and pick up on anomalies,
Yeah, I
That's
hear
what-
you.
That checks off Willow and N. I don't know what you need me for.
He's sharper than he gives himself credit for. Which
Damon
I'm
gives
sure
a
you
little
see.
smirk.
Well, on that front, I actually have, a suggestion. And says, leaning forward on the table.
I'm gonna order us all food, basically. I'll just pick whatever so that we can
Mhm.
talk and eat
Sure.
and help keep our mouths concealed while we chat.
Mhm.
I will say Willow's just kind of been flatly. I feel like you guys are like, ah, ah. Willow's just been like, he asked how they were, Willow shrugged, and has just been sitting here watching,
Yep.
basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, listening.
Suggestion?
Yeah, well, you're all interested hiring us and having us come with you all across Corvair. I say, perhaps we should do a test run on that whole arrangement before we start committing ourselves to anything.
Count me intrigued. What's your proposal?
Well, this one's already better because it doesn't take you out to a reef, so if you find out we're insufferable, you don't have to swim all the way back to Greentarn.
Sure.
The auction.
You wanna tag along as my eyes and ears?
I won't complain. There's a certain mystery I need to solve.
Oh? Oh. Seems like it might be convenient for you to get, two things done at once.
And does a little shrug, like maybe?
Sure. Why not? I don't see any problem with, having a few hangers on while I take in the sights of, all that Regalport High Society has to offer.
Indeed. Though, it might help you to know that Benen's going to lean in, but they're going to use their message this time on Damon.
Mm-hmm.
I might be trying to solve a murder.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's a man who died at the birth. A Kelson. And messaging all of this. His death might have been an accident or something more tragic, but I have reason to believe it's something else. And I also have reason to believe the auction might enlighten me in certain ways.
Interesting.
And it's just like hard to everyone else, and it's just hard staring at Damon, and it's like slightly leaned in towards him on one arm.
Damon sort of leans his chin on his knuckles and gives a little head tilt. All right. Anything I should be on the lookout for?
Do you know a man named Edmund Beckett?
Hmm.
And is messaging this still.
Yeah, Brellish Knight got elevated to nobility during the war. Supposed to be retired by now.
He's in town.
I see.
And I have nothing
I-
confirmed. But there may be connections.
Interesting. As I heard it, he was pretty close to the upper crust of Breland in his service.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You're from Sharn, right, Little White?
Did I tell him that, or am I just that obvious?
Hard to say.
Mm.
Oh.
And does a little shrug. What do you think?
I've heard the phrase tower spit bandied about now and then, so...
Nah. Dead giveaway, I suppose. I am familiar with tower spits.
Well, tell me this. You familiar with the King's Dark Lanterns?
I've heard of them.
Give me a history check.
Okay.
Are you bluffing? Gosh.
Rom knows.
Oh.
Yes,
okay.
you are familiar with the King's Dark Lanterns being known as the, basically the Secret Service for, the royalty of, Breland.
Mm-hmm.
They're spies.
Yeah.
Right.
What about
Oh.
him?
I believe that Mr. Beckett, or Sir Beckett, as I suppose he's called now, was potentially within their ranks
And bounces the
once
rest.
upon a time.
No, so he's not just stabbing people left and right then, huh? Or maybe he is, but like, quietly.
Seems like you've got some pretty foregone conclusions there,
No, I'm not making any conclusions.
aren't you? Damon raises an eyebrow.
What kind of conclusions do you think I've come to?
Oh, that he's up to no good?
Like I said, I have no confirmation. But he might be. That's why I'm attending the auction. See if I can't figure
Right.
that out.
Right. Well then. The way I know him, apart from making a name of himself in antiques and other such circles that I have my business in, is big fan of art. Big fan of modern art.
Guess he's in the right place then.
Looks like it. You'll have to fill me in on the details later. I imagine that's sort of not lunch conversation, let's say.
It might be sensitive.
Of course. You don't just talk about potential former spies highly decorated in the war.
You don't do it lightly.
Certainly not over fish and chips.
No, that just ruins the taste of the fish and the chips, doesn't it? No one wants that.
Right?
Oh yeah, they're still good.
Speaking of, I imagine that while you guys have been chatting and staring at each other, basically as soon as it was clear that you guys are continuing this conversation in your heads, like Willow and Luca just like started receiving the food and like passing it around and sort of liaising.
Yeah.
Because like, most of that was in your heads, yeah?
I think most of N's was, but I think Damon actually said the stuff about Beckett out loud.
Yeah, the
rather
stuff
than replying.
about Beckett and the lanterns, I think.
Specifying.
And I think N was specifically like first Edmund Beckett in secret to see how he reacts, and then the murder stuff that definitely is staying in the head.
Yeah.
But the information about Edmund, yes, everyone got that. That's what I thought anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
public
all good.
information / rumors were out loud.
That's okay, and that's fine because we discussed in talking about this before, so we kind of know what you're saying.
Yes.
And then we just heard the back end of the conversation. Yes, thank you. I love information.
Nom nom nom.
My favorite. Can I? Yeah.
What do you want?
Oh, I was
to
gonna
do?
see if I know what the King's Dark Lanterns are.
Please make a history check.
I don't know if Luca would want to as well.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna assume that I don't. Someone can tell me later.
Yeah. Yeah, Willow, you are also aware of the intelligence and espionage agency directly under the Brellish Crown.
Yep.
Obviously,
Ain't bad.
like, you can tell that. Okay, so Luca, with that, you don't know what they are exactly, but it sounds like they're an important military
No,
faction.
I was making an insight check on Willow while this was happening.
Oh.
So, sorry.
Insight. How I'm feeling?
Yep.
How am I feeling?
Yeah, no, I think Willow is just here. They are just observing, and this is going as they expect. It's going as planned, and we're getting information, so that's fine. But they are very flat, nevertheless.
Okay.
Not like notably like miserable, but not notably like peppy.
Perky.
So they're just,
yeah.
Just sitting here.
Even keel.
Contemplatively.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I feel like I can infer somewhat what the King's Dark Lanterns are well enough.
Yeah.
There's context. There's context clues.
Yes.
Yeah. And said stab people in secret. You can extrapolate from there.
We can figure. We know, Anne. We know what they're probably suggesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't see why not.
All right then.
Might ask you to do a little favor for me while we're at the auction, though.
Oh yeah? Can we get a sneak preview of what that would be?
Oh. Probably talk to some people.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I'm terrible at talking.
Keep eyes out for particular faces.
Oh. Are you looking for someone too?
Something like that.
Well, I'm gonna need a little more information, but I will rest assured that you will get that to me before our appointment.
Of course. Yeah, there's, somebody that I'm thinking of making a little trade with.
Riger?
What kind of trade?
No. Oh, this for that. Trinket for a
Well,
trinket.
That's
Can
what
you
a
tell
trade
us
would
now?
imply.
Just something small.
What, like
Can you tell us?
that?
who?
And gestures at Damon's necklace now? That's pretty small, but it does pack a punch.
Oh no, this is family heirloom. Wouldn't trade that. No, I'm thinking of trading. Thinking of looking for people who've been near Valinar, Gatherhold,
Something interesting there?
that sort of. Oh yeah.
God, what do I know about Valina?
Can I roll a check?
Yeah, history check.
Intelligence, history. Okay.
Geography falls under history.
Yep.
Hey, not too bad for me.
Hey, pretty good.
I'm
Good.
focusing on the conversation.
Yeah, and is not fact checking history. Luca, Valinar, you have learned in the time that you have been awake, or else this is actually no, I'm gonna say that this conjures to mind like a map of battlefronts that you have definitely studied many a time in the past, even if you don't remember exactly under what context. Valinar is south of the Talenta Plains, which are south of Karnath, and they are east of where Ciri used to be. Gatherhold is the capital city of the Talenta Plains, which borders on, I believe it is called Lake Ciri.
Mhm.
Willow, I think, so I think the thing that you pick up, Willow, from that is because you are in mind of this, is like, those are places bordering on the Mournland. Or Ciri. And Luca, you think that's it's specifically on the eastern side of Ciri, or where Ciri used
Okay.
to be. East and south.
Okay.
Right, well, as long as you're not tossing us into some fire we don't know about, I don't see why we couldn't butter some people up for you.
That'd be useful. Saves me from having to do all the looking by myself. Eyes get tired.
Hmm. They sure
Sure they do.
Plus, helps to work in a team sometimes. Multiple angles of attack.
Well, that is why I'm recruiting you. And it gives like a grin, like as if they are the one hiring Damon, and Damon's not the one hiring them in this kind of arrangement.
Well then, shall we shake on it?
and offers their hand.
Damon shakes. How about you two? You in favor of this plan?
Look at Willow.
Willow, sort of sitting back, sits up, shrugs. I made it, so, and shakes his hand. I'm sorry. Willow meant that not in a very I made it. It was like I suggested that you come.
Yeah.
But you know what they mean.
Yeah.
That wasn't meant to be conceited.
Yeah. Just the typical Willow charm of
Yeah.
bluntly saying things that can be wildly misinterpreted.
Yeah. And sat back
You
with their
got
arms
surely-
crossed and just gives a smirk at that, Here I am charming it up all day, and then Willow speaks. I see.
Well,
Good on you, Willow. No, you're appreciated. It's fine.
fine.
And you, soldier boy? You fancy playing bodyguard for a night?
As long as I don't have to hurt anyone.
Shouldn't think so.
That was Mim's laugh, sorry. I'm gonna check on Luca.
Oh, Damon's in the
Never
room
mind.
and everything shuts down.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Hey, my mind is busy.
Can I, when I shake his hand, can I make an insight check on Damon to see
Sure.
if there's anything I can figure out about what he's vibing right now? Or what he might be implying? Fuck me, I guess.
You know what? I'll do a fucking insight check. Let's get another
Gives you
one,
a
baby.
charming smile.
Okay.
God damn it. I see nothing.
God, I wish.
Okay. Then I think we're all good to do crimes together, right? Smile.
Not a crime, buddy.
But if it was, you'd still be interested?
Depends on the crime.
Do you have a hard limit? Let me guess.
Luca's
That's
a very
worrying.
good boy. He can't think of any crimes, you see.
That's actually that's actually the issue I'm having.
But literally just low-key started laughing under their breath, they put their head down so that they're not hold their mouth, scratch their cheeks so that they're not clearly laughing at you.
Either way, I'm pretty sure we're just on the lookout for people and solving puzzles, and nothing criminal in that.
What are some crimes that can occur?
Arson.
Arson, drug deals, murder, kidnapping.
I don't think Damon would kidnap someone.
I'd be really good at
Oh.
it, though. He could just pick me up and walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
what
you
would
would.
that earn me?
Oh,
Face full
probably
of
a
magic?
knife. Probably a knife in the gut. And then the magic. 1, 2. And it's gonna make, punches at Damon's, stomach, but, not actually connecting. Just
Yeah,
playing.
why would I do that when I could just ask you nicely?
Yeah. I've picked up on your modus operandi.
It is better to be nice. You catch more flies with honey.
Eh,
I don't know why you would catch flies, but
feed your frog.
oh, I think yeah.
And makes a face like they're not sure why they came up with that so quickly.
There is a method to the madness. Trust me.
I'm sure you'd know all about that.
What will you be doing until the auction?
Well, giving me details, I'd hope.
Yeah. I could do that.
It's only a few days away.
I'll write up a little dossier so that my esteemed, what shall I call you? Entourage is well informed.
I'd do the same for you, but sounds like you might know more about the man than I do.
I'm sure there's some details that, you know that I don't. I only know the man by his reputation. Seems like you might have had in-person experience.
And gives a shrug with one
Am
shoulder.
I wrong?
I've run into him before.
Hmm. I think Damon makes a gesture for you to message him.
And raises a brow, but will open the message.
Does it have something to do with your eye?
Yes, that is also part of this investigation.
He nods and doesn't follow up on that. We'll talk more.
And gives a little salute.
How's N?
That's fine. I mean,
Ends in their
Never mind.
elements.
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am the one out of place here.
You, Willow hasn't said anything for the last, 40 minutes. Look, I can't come up with a crime. That's how he's not in his element.
Yeah, and I've rolled a 1 and a 7 in my anyway.
Oh yeah, you rolled low for your history. You're really
No,
out of it,
right
honey.
in one of my histories. My insights have been low.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm going to say that Damon sorts out arrangements for you guys to go with him to the auction hall on the night of.
Cool.
So he's our ticket in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Excellent.
Nice.
Don't have to swing that now.
oh my god, we have a rich friend who can buy us nice things.
This is the start of a beautiful relationship.
He also gives you a little bit of a dress code
Okay.
Oh yeah?
Nice.
so that you look like you're actually employed as entourage.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, ends into this. When
Do we
when
get-
Damon starts talking disguises, something in N shifts. Yeah. Okay. Now you're speaking my language.
Oh.
Do
If
we
you want to
get
make up a
allowance?
whole new...
For the dress code, or is this because it's like a friendly test? We have to make our own way for that sort of thing.
I don't think black jackets and white shirts are that hard of a thing to swing.
You say that, but you haven't seen the kind of black jackets and white shirts that I wear, so
Look, is a very expensive person. They're staring at each other.
I'll find something appropriate.
Let me know if you can't. Sure, I can get something arranged.
Luca living
Anyway.
his best sugar baby life.
Shut up.
It really isn't that.
Yeah,
I know.
please don't. Keep your words in your phrase.
Titus
It's more
Warforged
like-
ass.
Luca rents a suit to go to a job interview.
Aw.
Oh.
And yes, and
Okay,
heard
understood.
Damon mentioned the possibility that N could make a whole new face if they wanted, so N will take that into
Yes.
consideration.
Wait, how does he know that you're a changeling?
Look at him, look at me. Now back to him. Now back at me. He figured out I was in Sharn. He's figured out I'm a changeling. He knows about my eye. What's left? You might as well. I'm not fucking surprised at this point.
Oh my lord.
Anyway,
It's taking its stride.
you sort out the details with Damon of where and when you'll meet on the night of the auction, what you will be expected to do, which is not much, but act as entourage, so potentially hold bags and generally make him look important, I guess,
Cool.
in the way that
I'll be a bodyguard. You guys can be butlers and servants and stuff.
I'll
You
be
know
the
that- sorry, and
Alonzo
not to
Reed
bring
foot
up-
of Damon.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, not to bring up Jason Momoa again, but that, like, why
Yeah,
does he even
yeah.
bother having bodyguards shot is
Yeah.
exactly what I'm imagining.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Other than you, the two of us.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you're not bodyguards.
I'm gonna say, he gestures to Willow. You can be accountant or secretary. Seem like I've a good head for numbers.
Willow
Good eye
knows
for
the
detail.
most numbers.
Anyway, you were saying?
You'll be, bodyguard, obviously, Luca. And Little White here, well, you're just a jack of all trades, aren't you?
And whatever you need me to be.
You'll do plenty good as an envoy.
And gives a nod.
So how familiar with this auction are you?
I haven't seen the inside of it. But I have visited the area before, one of the smaller buildings.
He nods.
Hopefully we'll have a
It's-
look inside before we get there. Proper.
Made plans of your own, I see?
Mm-hmm. Well, there was no guarantee that you were gonna follow through. There's no guarantee you're even gonna be here.
I suppose not.
It's
Well then.
artwork detailing the war. Is that going to be an issue for you?
Nah, I should be fine. Don't you worry. I've seen a lot worse.
Same, bro. Please give me the good numbers. God damn it! Just want to know what he's thinking.
Might as well join in. Nope.
Well,
Absolutely
he is
not.
so hard to read. That charming smile of his is
Just-
opaque.
Unbreakable. Okay.
Just grab his head and shake it. Reveal your
Still up.
secrets to me.
Should be plenty familiar by the time we get there.
All right then. Well, I'm less interested in the art and more in the people who are attending anyway.
Sounds like we have similar
Hey!
goals then.
Maybe something will catch my eye.
You never know.
Bought a pretty painting. Where would you hang it?
Hmm. Depends on the painting.
You have somewhere to hang a painting at all?
Oh, Willow looks a bit like has a little sharp head tilt towards N. Not overtly, but just a little.
Damon laughs. I can think of one or two places.
Ah. You're not just a wanderer.
Where do you live?
I have a house back in Stormreach.
It's quite a ways.
Yeah.
Did that
Terrible
sound like there
monsoon
was
season.
more to it? That sentence? That he has a house in Stormreach? Does that sound like there was more to it?
Hard to say.
Okay. Monsoon season.
Wait, what's the other
think-
thing Damon said? I didn't hear it.
He said
Terrible.
it's like terrible in monsoon season.
Ah, okay.
I think paint is bad in wet weather. You have to keep it in a particular way.
Oh, maybe you'd be more in the market for a sculpture then.
Mhm.
Guess we'll see, huh?
Guess we'll see. As a sign of my goodwill, forthwith, how about I pay the tab for lunch?
Oh, how generous.
And looks at Willow. Like their eyes flip to Willow.
Is it gonna be a fight?
Willow's going to look at Damon at N, because N has made it very obvious that Willow will be the one to look at here. They're going to wave their hand and say, "Be my guest."
And looks at Luca.
Well,
Oh no, he would happily let Damon pay for everything.
No,
for him.
no, that's not why Anne's looking at Luca.
Like, what's wrong with Willow?
Yeah, that's why Anne is looking at Luca.
Oh,
Like,
wait,
that's
what?
different.
No, Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
This is all like very low key though. Anne's not like pointedly looking at everyone.
I'll call it a business
Isomerge.
expense.
Sorry.
Business expense.
Yeah, I'm doing business
La-
with you.
Business lunch. How professional.
Right off on your taxes.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Are you one of those wealthy people who lie about your money so you get to keep it?
I wouldn't say so.
Anyone can
Of
have
course
a
you wouldn't.
anyone can have a business and be exempt from certain things for business expenses.
Yeah, also, no, I don't think I will explain tax law to you.
You're
Do
gonna
I
have to
look
figure-
like the kind of person who needs to know?
Maybe?
I
Do
think
you own land?
everybody needs to know tax law.
Who owns land, really?
Just pay
He's, like,
for-
eating, scraping the sauce with like a chip.
Pay for
like,
lunch,
okay.
Damon, and let us be free from this place.
I have a name.
Oh, I'm never free from you. I just want air.
Well, Damon goes to settle the bill.
And like exhales once he's out of their area.
Mhm.
Your space.
Willow,
Your area.
Willow, side glance. Well done.
And gives like a stiff smile and a shrug. Sits back.
Holding up.
Yeah. Things are starting to fall into place now. Ugh. And makes like square gestures with their two hands, like sides, edges.
Mm. It's something.
Trying to figure out how to fit it all together. But we're better off than how we started the week.
Willow nods.
How are you two feeling about it?
All according to plan.
Luca?
Okay.
Luca smiles and nods. It is a tight-lipped smile.
Nah, he wants to have a
What does that mean?
conversation with me, probably. Anyway.
Is it saying that out loud?
No, and is like looks at Luca, sees the expression on his face, and just looks at the table, looks away.
I know where this is going. I've been here before.
I've been under this stare before.
We're just gonna look at Luca, think, what does that mean? Look back at N, means something. Go back to scraping sauce off a plate or whatever with a chip or whatever it is that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we have a way in for a preview, if all works out, with my contact, and now we have a way in for the auction proper. It's good.
Yeah. Willow I'm sure we're down to like the last dregs of our drinks. Willow will like
Yeah.
raise their glass to clink with you guys and down the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very like low energy kind of toast.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think Damon comes back. You see him a mile away. He is very
Yep.
hard to miss.
Yep.
Yep.
So, thanks for the invite. I'll be seeing you on the 18th then.
See you then.
Let me know if anything snags in the plan.
We are a team now, right? Same to you.
He nods.
And gives a little salute.
And Luca. He ends last on Willow. Jenkins.
Why did you do that? Give him a wave. Willow notices that it's their surname. Anyway. They'll nod and wave.
Damon.
Yeah. Be seeing ya.
Not if I see you first.
There he goes.
Yeah.
Willow
check on Willow.
frowns. They're left frowning.
Hold on. I just want to do one last thing.
Oh.
Oops.
I also wanted to inside check him when he Jenkins me. So.
Yeah.
Oh, Willow.
Oh,
You poor thing.
Okay, that was for
Okay.
Damon Willowing. Jenkinsing Willow. What's the vibe there?
There was some sort of meaning behind it.
But you
but
do
you
not
don't have
the
enough
pieces.
Yeah.
Damn it. That is my life.
This certainly means something.
I think
Somewhere.
Willow, you were too busy avoiding looking at his face.
Mm.
Because
Heard the
there
name.
was two, yeah. You heard the name, but you couldn't look at his face when he was saying it.
I hate my life. Every day.
Have you done the secret thing that you need to do?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna inside check
Yes.
Willow now.
Ugh. Leave me be.
18.
They're just frowning at. Is this insight? They're frowning at what he said and the implications that it might hold for them. They seem a bit. Not mad. What's the word, Zeke? Like. What's the word for frowning?
Frustrated?
No. It's not as active as
Stern.
frustration. Yeah. There's like an ouch about it. But I can't. But also
I
like
think-
a scoff.
I think the other thing I should mention is, like, as he was saying that, I think he clapped his two hands, one on Luca's shoulder and one on Willow's shoulder.
Uh,
Why? Anyway, don't worry about it. Willow's just frowning. They look pouty almost.
are you going to be
A
okay
loaded
with him?
pouty. I invited him, didn't I?
That doesn't mean you're okay with it. Sometimes we do things because it's the best course of action, but that doesn't mean we want to be doing it. You don't have to tell me. I know you don't like speaking about yourself.
I think
but
N is just watching Willow beside Luca, but like N has already said what they need to say about this, and they're just watching Willow now. Not like hard staring. They're like kind of their body is turned and they're just kind of peering aside. But if Willow looks at them, they'll know that N is watching with what they've said in mind.
What was Luca saying?
Are you going to be okay with working for him? With him?
And just because it's the best course of action, you don't have to tell me. I know you don't like to talk, but
You're welcome to share your opinion, right? If you have one. it's best to air it out. I am echoing what they told me. So,
Who told you?
what you told me.
Willow?
Yeah.
Fuck. God, I did tell you that.
This just keeps happening.
Okay.
People keep remembering what you say.
Yeah,
It's almost like your words are valuable to me or something.
I haven't articulated it clearly enough in my mind to make it meaningful words. So until I know for sure, we'll go with the smartest course of action.
Isn't that dangerous? It could backfire.
We always have to make a decision with what we've got. Yeah, find words for it now, fine. At least we're aware of a potential sticking point. Just keep us posted.
Willow nods.
Cool.
Luca looks unsatisfied with that.
Well,
Sorry.
you're also unsatisfied with me about something, so it's just the theme of the day.
I think you part ways at this point.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to ask N what their plans are for tomorrow. Just, we don't have to play it out, but
Yeah. Was,
and it's clear that I'm looking for time.
yeah. The Tassi thing, did we have a day for that? Getting into the
She said
auction?
tomorrow,
maybe
wasn't it?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
So presumably tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, you'll have like info on if she can swing it or not.
Yeah, so it'll probably
Oh,
be, it might be the morning after or like a
Yeah.
day or two after that. So, and it'll probably like explain, and it'll probably fill Luca in on the whole Tassi situation since he didn't come along. So, and we'll explain what went down there briefly. And like, yeah, we're likely going to get a sneak preview, a way in to look at the auction before the actual day. But I have to wait on a message from Tassi before I know for sure. So it's not going to be tomorrow.
Okay.
So
And I will tell N that I will give them a list of things I need from them during their investigation. Mainly like distances and levels and things like that. Yeah, okay.
Also, so and we did raise the point that you could go with Luca if you're still thinking of that to the Varys meeting, just as an aside.
Yeah.
Something to consider.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where N stands on that.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Roll.
the Varys meeting, yeah.
Roll what?
Oh,
Wait.
I guess we could discuss that, like, actually, if you wanted. If that would help. In
Like Luca
character.
and-
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then tomorrow afternoon, meeting with Varys and Captain? High Prince Riker. I
There you
probably
go.
shouldn't make that mistake in front of him.
You practice now. Do you want me to wear his
Yeah.
face?
Ugh. Oh, what does he look like?
Well, from memory, and is gonna like draw Luca into like a dark corner between buildings before they change into Ryger in the middle of fucking Savage.
My lord!
And is like briefly, probably not
Bro, that's so odd.
not entirely accurate, but and then we'll shrink back down to N size.
How do you know what he looks like? I was kidding.
Oh yeah, I guess I never mentioned. I saw him at the Galleria along with other guests.
Way to ruin the mood, Luca.
I've been talking about him all day. Not Ryger, the other one.
Yeah, you did well.
Oh, thank you. And like puts their chin up and struts out of the dark alley all proud.
And I follow, and we don't look entirely suspicious at all.
Absolutely not. Nobody's around. It's Just a precaution.
Okay. Is Ryger a human man? I can't recall off the top of my
Yes,
head.
he is
Yes.
human.
Right. Okay. So, not as handsome as our dear Captain Varys.
They could be in a competition for handsomeness, I suppose.
But Varys would win, obviously.
Oh yeah, obviously. But you want to give the High Prince, make him feel like he has a chance,
Yeah. We don't want to... What's the opposite of stroke his ego?
Besmirch his pride.
Yeah. See, I need you. You should come with me so that you can use words better than me.
Wait, you actually want me to come?
Would you if I did?
I mean, I might have to get used to it, huh?
Going places with me?
Meeting important people with you.
I don't know. I wouldn't object to you coming.
Honestly, haven't given it much thought. Kind of settled on the idea that I wasn't gonna go since I'm not exactly keen on showing my face in anywhere, really.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but you could make a new face.
What? Really?
Yeah,
A whole new face? Me?
a whole new
No.
face.
No way. It's not like I have a annoying little man inside of me who pops out whenever I want to cry.
Luca tenses at that.
I'm kidding. Anyway, yes, I could make a whole new face for it.
Can I be the voice of Willow looming in Luca's background?
Mm-hmm.
Remember what I mentioned? You deserve the thanks. I believe Willow mentioned it to you.
No.
All things aside. Okay. I'm just reminding you in case it comes up.
Okay,
It needs
yeah.
to come up at all. Willow said something, I think, along the lines
Wait,
of
okay. What is the check I can make to see if I can remember words that Willow said to me?
the ghost of Willow past.
Yeah.
I think this would be an insight check.
Okay. God, let me roll above a 10 for this.
Oh my god, your brain.
I think you maybe don't. Okay, so on a 7, you don't remember the exact words that Willow said, but you remember the sentiment of, like, we did save Varys' life, and this meeting is to thank you,
Yeah.
in part, for that.
You can even remember the conversation from earlier to yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last night. Yeah.
Well-
like it feels like a Luca thing to remember, so just nudging in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even if it's not for, like, making criminal connections, sometimes it is just nice to receive thanks for a good deed.
Maybe.
And it's a nice way to show support for Varys.
I suppose.
But I don't want to force you. I'm just letting you know there are options.
Well, according to Tassie, he's going to be at the auction himself, so I suppose there's merits to meeting him before I have to look Edmund Beckett in the eye again.
Well, you have right up until we leave for Regalport to decide.
Yeah, I think I can come up with a face on that short notice.
Luca's face, like, explodes in excitement, like, can I help?
I guess that depends what your suggestions would be.
Handsome.
Right, but not too handsome. We can't overshadow you or Varys.
Right, of course. Well, I suppose if you wanted to, you could be more handsome than me. Just for this
Oh.
one meeting.
Wow. It's
And
really high
every other
praise.
time we need to meet Ryger, I suppose.
Yeah. Alright, do you have any specifics about what handsome means to you?
I think we're going to fade to black on these two
Actually,
talking about this.
Yeah, there's
I would say that you're already pretty handsome, so I guess we'll go in a different direction.
Oh, really?
Can I?
And you what?
Who was...
Oh,
ma'am.
sorry. I thought you guys were still going. I was just going to suggest if I could do one more roll when I get to my house.
Yes, I was actually going
Yeah.
to get to you. I was fading to black
Oh.
again.
Oh,
I still
okay,
want to
never
get
mind.
to. I still want to get to
Zeke
that
throws-
tense smile Luca gave me.
We'll get to it. Zeke throws Anne and Luca off screen and pulls up the scrap bucket. Like, there
Yeah.
you go.
Fair enough.
What's that roll you want to make?
Oh, wait, no, what were you? What? What's your budget? What were you gonna say?
No, make your roll first because mine comes
Fine.
a bit later.
Oh, fuck. Anyway, okay.
Are you gonna need to save
I-
yourself? Your
I was
constitution?
No.
going to roll, to revisit what Damon meant when he Jenkinsed me, basically.
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Okay. What do I roll?
I'll say you have insight with advantage.
Thanks, champ. Loves.
Wow, you're really
I
You're
razzled. struggle.
stumped. You are stumped. You know that Damon knew that you had applied to the Fabricators Guild scholarship under that name. But there's no reason. There's no reason you can think of.
I think frazzled is also
Yeah.
not helping. Like my insights have been shit since I
Yeah.
saw him, and I can't even
Yeah.
place why. It's
Yeah.
just been bad. Every time I try
Yeah.
and think of what he says, it just slides, or
Yeah.
gets way bigger than I can even put into words. And then these guys
Yeah.
are also like, it's just there's just a lot all at once.
Yeah. I
Mud.
think. Yeah. So you're changing out of your clothes for
Mhm.
your Regalport clothes when a little folded up slip of parchment falls out of your collar.
Okay. Right, yeah, that shoulder pat, maybe. Anyway, yeah, might as well pick that up.
That's a little folded up scratch piece of parchment.
Yep.
On it is written in Damon's hand an old phrase. The worst thing that you can do when you bring an umbrella to a sunny day is look foolish. Make a history check. With advantage, I'm gonna say.
Oh.
That'll do.
Well, okay.
It's an old phrase from Weather Watchers. There's people who make their living predicting the weather, basically. A limited form of divination that is specifically focused around the sky and such. Very useful for farmers and other small rural communities. And then you suddenly remember where the namesake Jenkins comes from.
Feel free to elaborate on that just to be sure before I put my foot in my face.
See, Jenkins isn't your original surname,
Mm-hmm.
but it does hold a significant amount of meaning. Because back when you were very little, there was a brief period of time where you thought of apprenticing yourself to an old weather watcher who lived in your neighborhood.
Yeah. I know that.
And it's a phrase that she used to say often. Especially as something like, to mean that preparing for the worst when all signs point to the best shouldn't stop you from going outside.
Now that's either a very strange coincidence or, yeah. Okay. I think Willow reads it right, like when the first what, and then when it registers to them what it is, who would say it, where they've heard it before. The Jenkins, as he said goodbye, kind of like nose laugh to themselves, and then just plop in their kitchen chair and just like head in their hands for a bit. And take off their glasses and just massage their head again. That's so long ago.
It really is.
I guess not long enough ago that I'm not using the name, so I guess it's not that long ago. It's every time Willow introduces themselves.
Yep.
Yeah, they feel like they kind of feel like crying, but I don't know if they'll actually. Just that kind of like, like rises up from your stomach.
Yep.
You feel heavy. Yeah.
Either Damon's been busy researching, or he wasn't being entirely honest the first time he met you.
About which bit?
About where he recognized the name Jenkins.
Yeah, and that is indeed one of the first reasons I asked him. So, Willow almost feels impressed with him, if not kind of very angry at him again, but also not entirely. So, whatever that is, that inarticulate feeling that they keep getting confronted by whenever he's around. Cool.
Shall we cut back to Ed and Luca for one last time?
I'm down.
What's the conversation that Luca wants to have?
Oh,
Or is that for another day?
that's for another day.
Okay, then. In which case, this is where we wrap our episode.
Aww.
Sorry. Sorry to pan out on Willow looking like vibrating in their seat, just like with their head in their hands.
I mean, it's good.
God, is
I
Damon
just
still
wanna-
around?
I wanna
No.
Keep going.
Fuck, is Damon still around?
You don't know where he is.
Did he start walking towards the ferry, would I assume? Should I talk to him?
you could.
Oh my
could.
god, please. Please.
I could
Please.
chase him down.
Do you want to do that?
Run to meet him
fuck
at the
it.
airport.
Yeah, I guess I might as well. I think because Willow is so like angry, they don't want to cry. They don't want to have another breakdown. They've already had one Damon-induced breakdown that we know of, and yeah, this is much. That's too much for one guy.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. Yeah. Okay. I think Willow's going to try. Going to put on their Siren jacket this time. Actually.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, storm out the house.
Make a perception check.
Is he already inside the house?
God. Sitting on top of the boat. Finally. Above its
I
head.
think you're like you raise your nose to the wind and you follow the scent.
Scent of treachery. Anyway. Yep. Where do I find him?
Waiting by the ferry, I think. You see him looking sheepish as you go to find him. Because there's not going to be another ferry for at least half an hour.
Are there people around?
There's like dock workers, but it's sort of everybody's more or less busy.
Yeah, I think Willow, either way, like just to kind of pull him away from the crowd, Willow's like power walking at him and then like without pausing, grab his wrist and like pull him so that he keeps like backs away from the rest. Yeah.
Okay. I think Damon starts to say, got distracted and missed my okay.
So Willow's like walked him over to the far end of the dock and like will turn around and face him and just hold up the letter, the note.
What's that there?
What is this here? Your handwriting?
Damon gives
does
a
it
little
mean?
shrug.
What? What are you trying to say?
Well, you were awful quiet, so figured you could use some words of encouragement. Sorry I didn't have a cookie to put your fortune in.
Willow does like one of those fake laughs, paces in a circle, and then returns to him. Please be frank.
Don't know if you'd believe me if I told you, and, well. At this point, I'm swinging wildly and hoping for some kind of reaction.
Well,
Guess
you
I'm
got
getting
one.
that.
Yes, I'm here. Feel free to say it out loud. I'm very open-minded.
Old Lady Jenkins was a friend of mine way back when. Went to see her once. Told me about this little headache of a kid. With stars in their eyes. What I'm looking for... It's back in our home. And I think if I have any chance of finding it, I'm gonna need someone with vision.
I feel Willow's face crumpled a bit when he talked about old lady Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think it's quite clear that if not for the standing in public and being in front of Damon, yeah, they haven't heard that name in a while, or that he okay. And I think there was a brief moment of in their mind, how old are you? As an aside, but yeah, no, that makes sense. She was old. But I don't think Willow's able to do maths at the moment because of what he just said. So he also said
I think,
our home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Woo!
another thing is that when Willow looks up, Damon isn't putting on that smile anymore.
Yeah.
He's wearing that same strange expression as when he tried to grab your hand in the pub.
Mm. Poof, I think it, oh, you gonna say something?
Yeah, I think Damon's gonna make an insight check.
Holy shit, you have a high modifier. Did you need me to? I feel like
Yeah,
no.
what does... So, how has Willow received this news?
Laughs.
Because this is kind of a Hail Mary from Damon.
What does that mean?
It's a bit of a, like, it's a stretch. What he's doing is a big old swing for the fences, not sure if it's going to work. This is a big gamble from him. This is him hoping that he can crack the nut that is... This is him hoping he can crack the nut that is Willow.
One word usually associated with Hail Marys is desperation, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
He's desperate.
Oh, man. I think what he perceives with Willow is that they obviously, like, basically lip wobbled when he mentioned the name. And from there, everything's just kind of been pulling. Willow looks younger, I feel, when he says that. And the tumble right back into saying our home, at which point I feel like Willow... the only thing stopping Willow from buckling at the moment is, like, the faintest bit of instinct that just kind of keeps him standing, you know? So I think he can very clearly see that this is landing like a pile of bricks on Willow. And let's say the little kid with
stars in their eyes.
Oh, fucking hell. Willow's like in agony. Okay. And I think one of the next, like, Willow has the distinct feeling like they're going to either, if they're not going to fall, they're going to run, you know? But they aren't yet. So don't worry. But he does get that implication. He does get the instinct, the vibe
Yeah.
that they are not very. There's very little stopping them from leaving.
Yeah. I think at that point he'd his eyes scan over you after looking at you really hard, and then he goes, "Shit. You know what? Forget it. Too much too soon."
No. I asked.
He pauses, half turned away from you.
Oof. Willow's heads down, but okay. Willow's going to say, "You already missed your ferry. Would you like tea?"
Depends. Will there be conversation to go with it?
Obviously.
All right then.